So all you little nerds out there talking about toys, this is the show for you. Let's do it.
Hit it! It takes two to make the thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. Hey, welcome to It Figures, episode 927A. Dog. Alpha.
Huh? So,
what's up, guys?
One of these times you might want to prepare by actually knowing the episode number.
I think that would just ruin the fun of the show if I actually did research before the show started.
I think the fun was all gone the moment you started taking your mask off.
Or as soon as you start talking. Zing, zing, Topanga, Topanga. Oh, 100% dirt-free. Now we're clean.
Now we're clean cast.
I'll just sneak in. I'll just push my way in on this.
Like you said, welcome to It Figures, the Toy and Action Figure Podcast, part of the Pop Culture Network. You can check current and past episodes at itfigurespodcast.com.
Do we have more than one current episode?
We do. Currently, we have last week's on right now. And then when you come up next time, you might currently have this one.
Shazam.
I am, of course, Lord Gillen with Intern Rick. And
Intern Rick.
I'm not.
Dirt. You don't get to introduce yourself. I'm doing it for you because you guys you screw everything up. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this week's latest toy news. And one more special announcement. We're going to let the intern do it. He's graduating.
No, he's Ding Dong Rick. He's Skate or Die Rick. He's not Intern Rick.
Yeah, but then he left.
He hasn't been Intern Rick.
I'm Shredder.
He left.
Oh, he
which
left.
terminated his employment, and he comes back, which means you start from the bottom.
That works.
So wait, he's not even intern then. He's like mailroom. Mailroom Rick. Mailroom Rick has to get some time in first.
You can't go lower than what you already did. You can't be
Why not?
head of janitors and go back to being a janitor. That's just
But
demeaning.
if you
And
leave
we're not rude.
and you lose your
We're
job,
not
we're not
rude.
back.
We are not a rude people here.
It's custodian.
We're not?
Douche.
Custodian.
But we like to throw around the word douche. Because that's a good word. It's also the sound it makes when you punch people. Douche. 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 See?
Totally okay. It's okay for Batman. Whatever. Let's go.
Alright, so, come on, intern, mailroom, ding dong or die, skating Rick.
What?
Whatever your name is.
What is the special announcement that you're talking about?
Oh, you're gonna read the news.
Oh.
Yeah, come
That's
on, follow
the
the
special
story.
announcement.
See, that's why he's an intern.
Special announcement. I'm reading the news. I'm reading
You didn't
the
catch
news.
that at all in that whole conversation we were
I
having?
understood that I was reading the news. I was not aware that
You
that
did,
was
but
the
you didn't know
special
that's where he
announcement.
was heading with that whole thing.
Well, it is special because you don't normally do it.
That is an amazingly special.
Or maybe it's special because of the
news.
way you do it.
Oh, perfect
Special
segue into the news.
Special news. Let's see if let's
You
see
ready
if
to
we've
get
got
started?
any-
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm ready to do this like an hour ago.
I wanted to talk about Doug's shirt, but look at this. Look at this.
It's like a velvet painting.
This is amazing.
This thing's incredible. I put it on, and my wife's like, "Are you really going to wear that?" And my kids are like, "Oh, Dad, that is so cool." And I'm like, "See? They win. 7-4. They know their stuff."
All right. So with this being my first time, if we
Just read the news.
That's what
double
she
track
said.
over,
Yeah, that's what she
you know,
said.
if we double track over anything,
If we double track over something, then you obviously are not paying attention.
It's Rick's first time.
Did I already talk about Transformers? Go ahead.
Mezco
Uh-huh.
has revealed their
Sure.
2012 exclusives for the summer.
They have more than one?
They do. They.
What?
I don't know that they're necessarily all something.
Are they all winners?
That is what I was going to say. I don't know that they're necessarily all winners, but they have revealed them.
Are they all preloaded in your browser before you start talking about it? Oh, there it goes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Intern.
Lots of which is Mezit product.
So those are like their big head
They're their vinyl.
thing. Do we have
Right,
any
we
sitting
had
over
the
here
little
anymore?
key ring Mezits for a long time. Oh, right here.
They're just
Right
like
here.
designer vinyl stuff.
Clash of the Titans Mezit.
Yeah, because Clash of the
Get
Titans.
it here.
It was
That's
a big
a property
It
you
was
need
a
to
big
get into.
movie. It was a big movie.
There we go.
It was in the theater for like a couple months.
So,
Only
so
the drive-through.
I actually liked it. I don't know.
they've announced this Catwoman key ring, much like the Kick-Ass key rings that we had before.
Mhm.
The little
Big headed
Mini
Catwoman.
Mezits.
mini Mezits on a key ring.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Does it have a price or a release date?
it looks like $8 on this key ring. I don't know. I don't know really how I feel about that.
I mean, standard is $5 to $6, so $2 more for San Diego is not.
Wait, is that a San Diego exclusive or is that
It
just
does
a
not
summer
say
exclusive?
San Diego. It says summer exclusive.
Yeah.
What?
These
Well,
are just
no.
If
things
it's summer,
being
if
released.
it's
It's just
exclusive
the summer.
and summer, then I'm, thinking San Diego.
They might have them at San Diego, but they're not exclusive to San Diego.
Well,
If it's
well,
summer,
They're only being produced through the window of the summer months.
Just the summer.
I'm not feeling that. Go ahead.
Next up is a 6-inch Mezit Wonder Woman, and this is a metallic version. I don't know if they have done a version of her previously that was not metallic, but this is apparently the metallic version.
I know they're pop vinyl ones of all those guys, but I'm not. I didn't
That's
know they
from
made.
Funko. We're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Mezits.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't
talking about
recall.
Mezits
They
here.
do. They do have a whole line of superheroes and subcategories of random characters like Run DMC and all that stuff. So,
Do they sell?
yeah, all time. And Clash of the Titan was flying off the shelf.
Like, woo! We've got let's see, Clash of the Titans.
We're selling.
here.
Okay,
There's a
look.
Clash of the
Here,
Titans.
let me give you an idea. We're
There's a
selling
Clash of the Titans. A Clash
standard
of the Titans.
measures. I think are
Clash of the
about
Titans, Clash of the
$15,
Titans.
$16 on average. We are selling our measures for $8. And
This Mezit
nobody wants
is
them.
$20. 6-inch, $20 Mezit.
But it's Wonder
Metallic
Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So it's hot.
It's
$20.
$20.
It's a hot babe.
It's got like a $5 increase. Whatever.
$5 increase.
Imagine this shape as a woman. That's hot,
Well,
right?
if you think that is crazy, apparently they're doing a Dark Knight mega scale Mezit Batman. And this Mezit is $200.
I thought you were gonna say 200 inches. That's a little ridiculous.
$200.
How big is it though?
It just says mega scale.
20 inches.
20 inches.
20 inches?
20-inch Mezit.
Wow.
So
$200.
just under 2 foot.
Just over a foot and a half.
Yeah, and they're very similar. I mean, it's just a massive piece of vinyl.
But
That's
it's
about
vinyl-
$100.
vinyl
That
is
is too much inches for me.
How, whoa, okay. How,
Fruit by the foot.
woo! So is this like a limited edition? Like they're only making 500 of them or something? Is that why it's
It
$200?
says this 300% Batman Mezit is based on Batman's look from the award-winning blockbuster trio of films from Christopher Nolan. He measures 20 inches from the tip of his ears to the soles of his bat boots and features a real bat cloth cape. Just like the standard Mezit, he features 5 points of articulation and 1,000 points of fun.
Yeah, it's a little stretching it.
This is a non-numbered limited edition item.
See, look,
Edition size to be determined.
non-numbered.
Non-numbered.
That's not worth $200. Non-numbered. If it was, 1,000, 1,200, 500, then yeah, I could see that being $200. But
So it's
seriously,
just- oh no! If you ever seen those massive pieces of vinyl, they're always that's standard price.
but that's ridiculous. That's way too much.
Like the cubics, like
Listen,
500% or whatever. Or
$12. $12. That's your price. Maybe 18 if it looks really cool.
I'm kind of embarrassed for anybody watching our show right now. You sound like a bunch of idiots just yelling things.
We're just mad. We're just mad at toys. I hate toys today.
This is
I'm just
intellectual toy
angry.
talk.
I'm angry
This is
at
good
toys.
stuff. So
I just want to beat a toy.
You should let Dirt read the news, otherwise you just randomly yell things out.
That make no sense whatsoever. All right, what's
So-
next?
What's that? What else we got? From
up next
Mezco?
is a nice 6-inch Earthworm Jim
That's
metallic version. You know how I feel about the 6 inches.
Yeah,
I like
we saw the
6 inches.
original at Toy Fair, and it looked pretty nice. So this being in a metallic form, I'm pretty sure it's going to be hot seller.
So does that just mean it's the regular plastic one with just metallic paint
Yes.
on the outfit?
Yes. He has a
Like a Buck Rogers
metallic finish. Yep, in his little indestructible suit that he wears, the white spaceman suit. It's gonna have a nice little metallic finish across of it, and it's gonna be amazing.
You gonna buy one?
$18.
I'm gonna actually
$18?
Well, I'm not going to San Diego this year, so.
That,
But I would buy.
But if
this
it's
says
available-
shipping July, August, you can order these. I bet.
Well, I'm sure we'll have them in the store.
There you go.
Would you keep one if we ordered them for the store?
Yeah, I like Earthworm Jim.
I like Booger Man, but that one didn't.
They
have
really
the legacy.
need a toe jam and Earl.
I
Yes.
totally
Okay.
agree. Yes,
We'll
Toe
all
Jam
agree
and
on
Earl.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's
So-
next?
Next is the Living Dead Dolls Resurrection Series 6. Now, those of you who don't know what the Resurrection Series is, these are the Living Dead dolls where they have kind of modified or reimagined some of the older original characters that have coming out, or that have come out, and this is the 6th series of them. This wave consists of Demonique with the wings of a night creature, Blue with an elaborate new outfit, Schizo with a reimagined face paint and shocking new hairstyle,
Shocking.
and Miss Erie with a stylish new hat and period dress. Now,
That can mean a lot of
that
things.
can mean a lot of things.
No, wait.
Now, the Schizo is... I'm not a fan of this. I love the original Schizo figure. This new one,
I was gonna say the original
not
Schizo
so much.
looked kind of dumb.
But does this
this is the new Schizo.
That looks.
the clown?
Oh, Attack of the Killer Clowns. Yeah, I like that.
Killer clown?
Or a Juggalo. He's a Juggalo.
So is this just their
He's
way
a
of
juggernaut.
saying that we don't have any new ideas unless we license properties like the slasher movie characters? So we're just going to reimagine the old ones?
I think kind of what it is a lot of these original waves that came out were really limited in number compared to some of the more recent waves
They
because the
weren't
numbers
as
were
popular
increased.
when they get released.
So they're a little more valuable to buy these characters now on the secondary market. So they're trying to maybe bank off of that.
So
reissue some original characters.
What's different with Schizo?
Actually, he's completely different from this. The original Schizo had a very John Wayne Gacy-esque appearance.
Oh, okay.
He had like the blue triangles and the big red smile. He was bald and had like a little bowler's hat and a red and blue. Maybe it was a black and red outfit, but completely different from
Keep
this.
it. Look at it this way: Living Dead Dolls they're on their 30th some series, not including all the mini sub-series, all the
Or
mini
reissue
dolls,
series.
and the reissues.
They've had some longevity.
So the
They
first,
sell
the
really
first,
well.
They sell really
the
well.
first 13 series are the super valuable because nobody collected them. They sat in many of the well, I mean, maybe him, but there was a couple. No one really bought them. They weren't as popular. When they hit like just past 13 into the teens, when they got super popular, and then everybody's like, "Oh, I wish I would have bought them way back when." And that's why a lot of those dolls are so hundreds of dollars in value.
Yeah.
So, fun facts for all you collectors out there: if you
you've
want to
got
get
any
in
way
this
around.
one, you're a little too late to this party.
But how much for the Christmas lights with the Living Dead doll heads attached to them?
$20.
Those haven't gone up at all?
ShopPCN.com.
How many sets we
Perfect
got left?
for Halloween. A lot.
Do we have lunch boxes left? Living Dead doll lunch
Few.
boxes?
Yes, we do.
Few.
Right
Yeah,
above
few.
your head.
Well,
We sold several of them.
oh,
right
back
there.
here.
We've also got the Noel Christmas exclusive from last year. So if you like some crazy demented Christmas
So if you guys do a Halloween Christmas where you like give gifts on Halloween, we got you stocked and covered.
we've got
Or
you.
creepy Christmas where you give Halloween gifts on Christmas.
Or you can combine both holidays and just have an awesome time.
Or just hand them out at Thanksgiving and watch everyone just be confused. Like, what the... What?
I'm thankful for
Thanksgiving gifts.
Have a
See,
schizo
that
doll.
you might be onto something here.
Hey, everybody give me a gift on Thanksgiving, okay? We'll see how it goes this year. I'll let you know.
Now this they didn't really include. There's really
There's an image, but no
There's an
information?
image of this beautiful Mumra classic Thundercats statue.
Wait.
Here we go. Here we go. He's going to walk off and do something different.
Is that the same as this
It is the same.
It's similar.
It's a repaint, and it's going to not include the mumma that came with it. They did not sell very good last year. I don't care what anybody says. They did not sell. So it looks like what they did is they took with the remaining stock, trying to rehash it, and then included a
Well, his arms are posed different on this figure, are they not? He's a little more outstretched
I don't know.
on the other one.
It looks like he's wearing a slightly different outfit as far as coloring goes, but
Yeah, actually,
essentially it looks like the exact same.
last year his arms were out more
Yeah,
this
that's
way.
what I thought.
And
He was
this
out
year
more
they're
this
up
way.
this way a little more.
And this time he includes decrepit Mumra. If you old haggard Mumra.
Which is my favorite Mumra, by the way.
That is my favorite Mumra too. Totally.
He looks
So,
like
I
a
don't know.
beat up Yoda
Or Joan Rivers.
or Joan Rivers.
What do you guys think of this? I think it's
I think it's
But what's the price though? I mean, it
Next
doesn't say
year.
the price,
No price.
so you don't.
probably 60.
Eh,
Probably 60
eh,
bucks.
like $39.95. I'll make you a deal. I'll write you a check.
That's what it was last year.
Just don't cash it till
60,
Friday.
50, 60, somewhere in there.
yeah. So more to be revealed on that later.
You think?
I'm sure.
All right.
By the
What's
way,
next?
for
Well,
you guys watching, you might want to, if you're trying to follow us, what we're talking about, the story links are in the description.
if you're listening to us on the podcast, there are links available at Podbean, or you can come to popculturenetwork.com and just watch the freaking video.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. All right. So what's up next? Intern.
Well,
Mailroom.
I was wanting to continue with the Mezco
But that was it. Wasn't that the end of the list?
News here. No, there's more.
There's more? Like
There's
more summer
more.
exclusives or just more Mezco?
More Mezco news.
Oh, I see. So not
Completely
the summer
separate.
exclusives.
Lay it on me, Big Daddy.
See, he needs a new laptop. Because while we sit and wait for this to load, we need to come up with new conversation pieces. What else you got?
Okay. Medicom, Batman, Hush, Raw, Bandai, Perfect Cell, and more
At Big Bad Toy Store.
at Big Bad Toy Store.
Well, that's glad they got commercial going on.
So
There
they
you
got
go.
a plug.
So you got a little plug, guys.
This is
I'm not
why
really sure that was a
the
news story,
intern.
but- Hey, let you know, there's slushy now at Walmart.
Hey, not at our store, but if you go to someone else's store, you can buy something now.
There you go.
Good
Apparently, Hot Toys has picked up on doing some Batman Dark Knight Rises. I don't know. I have not heard about this.
Yeah,
I've heard about some older Batman.
this is last week we talked about this. The
We talked about
Joker,
this last
yeah,
week?
Joker came out. A really nice edition of the Heath Ledger's Joker is going to be released from Hot Toys for an incredible amount of money, and looks like they're going to have a
Although now they've added a
Not-
Batman.
what is
Yes.
So this is the Dark Knight Rises Batman, but it's still the Joker from the Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a new Batman to go with the Joker from the last movie. So if you want to do a little time warp, time travel thing with your movie characters,
And these will be in 1/6 scale, which I'm assuming will probably be the same scale as the
Yeah,
Tim Burton.
it's a doll.
It's a doll.
it's,
It's an expensive doll, so that means it's fancy.
like, we don't have any Hot Toys left, do we?
I don't understand. Stop
No, I
looking
don't
around
think
at stuff,
so.
man.
What?
You're freaking me out.
Why? I like
think
looking at
so.
toys. Why is that so weird? We got a big display case right here that
You
nobody
like
can
touching,
see.
You like touching stuff.
Because my hands are in my pocket. Oh, I see
Oh,
what
I
you
see what you-
I see what you
Alright.
did there.
Dig Dug.
Oh.
Matty has announced their San Diego Comic-Con's Most Wanted sale. This is one of your favorite things, Kellen.
Yeah.
So you can buy online the stuff that they're selling at San Diego?
On sale running from July 2nd, 9 a.m. till July 31st at midnight, you can get the Ghostbusters PKE meter, Masters of the Universe Classics Vicor, Demo Man, Molar versus Skeletor,
Which we have like 8 of sitting over
Hey,
the
Mattel,
shelf.
I'll send you some
the Wind Raider,
if you're running low.
Bubble Power She-Ra. Yeah, I missed out on that. So I was pretty excited for that one, I'm not going to lie. Cyclone and Gygor. And then in addition to this, they're also offering a 10% discount off of all of the Matty Collector essentials. He-Man, Battle Cat,
Figure stands, flight
figure
stands.
all the stuff that's been...
Yeah, but it looks like they got Keen Hiss and Hordak in the Essentials
those have
now.
been there for
In
the
Essentials?
last several months.
Mhm.
Yep. Yes,
Nah.
they
And all
are.
the retro action
So, those
DC
of you
And
who
figures.
were not aware
Blazing
of that-
Sword Voltron, still for sale.
Still in there. And then, of course, if you want to get in all that retro action DC goodness...
Because you know I love dolls with claw clothes.
So they're
just
still
wanna
trying
rip
to
them
get rid
off.
of all that stuff. So,
So yeah, here they go again, giving a sell on their pre-existing stock. But you know, it does make sense because they're probably gearing up for the stock that they're going to carry at the San Diego Comic-Con.
right.
So they're probably trying to get rid of what they're holding.
Clean out the warehouse. in
Right.
order to make
Getting rid
room
of
for new
the
stuff.
customer service stock, they probably said, it's been long enough. We don't have to worry about anybody.
Which is
Molar
fine.
versus
Returns.
Skeletor. If someone's going to complain, they would have done by now. Time to move those.
I mean, if they really get rid of those, put them at San Diego, $10 pop, get them out the door.
I really want to
Go
know
on.
how many of those things they produce.
I don't know, but I
Because-
bought at least a quarter of them. Thinking they were
And
gonna
you
be
still
huge.
have about a fifth left.
I thought they were going to be huge, and I'm still sitting on a bunch of them. Hey, if you're going to buy one, please buy them from me. ShopPCN.com.
Yeah, but theirs is 10% off. Yours is not 10% off.
Mine is... I'm trying to recover my money, okay? Help a brother out. That was one of the worst mistakes of my life.
By killing some soup
You should have
fund.
bought that many Orcos instead.
We did, but we sold them. The problem is we can't get rid of these molars. We just can't. They are kryptonite.
And it's really sad, too, because the Molar figure is pretty cool. I like the Molar figure.
You know, and the thing, like the Voltrons, they still have them for sale, but if you had those here in the store, there are people once or twice a week who would buy them if they were sitting on the
We've
shelf.
got them. They're just not on the shelf.
Oh, well, see, there you go. Put them on the shelf.
We've been selling them actually the last couple of weeks, so I
Put them on the
think
shelf.
we got one left maybe.
Do we
Yeah.
want to talk about this big Hot Wheels wheel?
Well, what is the big Hot Wheels wheel?
I thought this was kind of cool.
Oh, well, then we better not if you think it's cool.
This release just says, it's one thing to face the orange loop in 1/64th scale, but we're putting two teams to the test, and full 1-in-1 Hot Wheels will strive for another world record with a gravity-defying two-driver double vertical loop attempt at the X Games in Los Angeles this year. Now, this is like a...
So they're building a straight-up Hot Wheels stunt loop.
Yes.
And they're going to have actual cars drive it.
A 2-lane, like, double loop.
Wow.
So if you remember the old orange, like, Hot Wheels track with the loop, yeah, they're building that thing for real.
There's two of them.
And they're for real going to have cars driving.
Yeah. And the picture here, you know, like, this very well could be a Photoshop picture to, you know, tease and...
Right, but it straight up looks
people.
like the old orange track.
It looks like the old orange track, and there is a car in the track. You can see it right there.
Oh,
There's
sure
a car
is.
in the track making it through the loop. So I want to speculate.
I hope he crashes and burns and Mattel takes a hit. Because you know what? That's what you get for ruining my life, Mattel.
It says, also, when Team Green and Team Yellow face off, you can be part of the action. Visit the Facebook page and cast your vote for the team you think will smoke the track, and you'll have a chance to win an 1/64th scale special edition die-cast Hot Wheels car.
So you get 1/64th, that's the regular scale,
That's the
right?
regular scale.
Yeah, so you'll get a special edition Hot Wheels if you happen to pick the right team, and then they pick your name.
So you're not going to win.
Well, I mean, if it's a 50-50 thing, are they giving this out to every single person who chooses the winning team, or one select person who chooses the winning team? Because it makes it sound like...
Well, it says
visit
the Facebook.
Yeah, for a
chance.
chance.
So it probably is.
I would think they have like 5 or 10 of them. That they
Are Hot Wheels worth anything?
No.
$5
Will this
for an 18 van?
Will this?
Or is that with 6?
Will this be worth anything? This 1/64th scale.
In some circles, it will. Like, you know, if you go down to
that's a nice way of saying no.
Or not Kane County or Toy Man, one of those type shows. There's always Hot Wheels guys, and one of those guys somewhere would be willing to pay like $20-$30 for that special edition limited one.
I don't get the value for Hot Wheels. I'm sorry, I can't do it. The ones that are like movie property license or like you know, the He-Man and Hot Wheels, that makes sense to me. But that's only because it has those materials on it. Now, just the standard, regular, straight-up cars, nope.
Actually, they did some really cool Hot Wheels. I want to say around 2000.
Shut your mouth.
2000, 2001, somewhere in that area. They were like a toilet bowl with like a plunger as the steering wheel with, you know, the little wheels. There was one that was like a shopping cart. Like just these really bizarre... Like, and I was buying those. Like, when I would see those, I was like, that's a gold toilet bowl with a black seat as the Hot Wheels car. Like, I'm buying that one. You know? But,
well,
I mean, as far as, like...
You like to go to the bathroom.
64 Cougar or something's like, whatever. But, you know, but yeah, you're right. With movie
You thought it was a trophy.
I'm number 1. It's gold. But no, if you have, like, the Austin Powers car... That'd always be cool. Every so often they do like the James Bond vehicles. Those are cool.
Yeah.
You know, some of that stuff. The one thing I want to know is that Mattel bought Kenner, right? And Kenner made the Matchbox. Is that the family tree?
Kenner.
Or Hasbro bought? Who made the Matchbox? Was Matchbox their own and they bought Matchbox? Somehow Mattel has Hot Wheels and Matchbox. Mm-hmm. Like if you pick up Matchbox cars, they say Mattel.
I think Matchbox was Galoob.
And they bought Galoob. Okay, Galoob, not Kenner. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you walk in the store, it's like dueling displays where you have the Matchbox cars over here and the Hot Wheels cars over here.
It's overwhelming.
And you walk in and you're like, wow, these are the 2 hottest brands. And then you realize it's Mattel and Mattel.
Yeah.
So they just decide, we're going to make a Jeep, so we're going to make that a Matchbox car, but we're going to make a Corvette, so that's a Hot Wheels.
Well, they do it. They've done it for every... I mean, company's been doing this since the beginning of time. It's called... self-competition. There's got to be a number 2, and if you are the number 2, then you control all the profits.
Yeah, I mean, you own
if you got rid of one brand, then some other brand would come up and then compete head on. But if you control both competitions, number one, number two, and you run both of them, then you have the best chance of holding the market share. This is business class.
But that only works in certain circles, because it sure didn't make TNA the best number 2 wrestling promotion behind WWE. I mean, let's face it. There's a steep drop. About 5% of our viewing audience know exactly what I'm talking about.
Cricket.
Matchbox was introduced by Lesney Products.
Sure, yeah, Lesney.
So, but it is currently owned by
Tyco.
by Mattel, but
Tyco. That's the one.
So just
Tyco used to own Matchbox.
Let me
for
tell you
all
something.
you YouTubers,
Tyco made some good stuff that wasn't cars.
Tyco RC.
They made some awesome.
Did they do Dino Riders?
Legos.
They did Dino Riders.
They did some knockoff Lego stuff that was awesome.
So anyway, did you click on it?
I did click on it.
Great. So now we got to banter for 5 more minutes while that page loads. So what did you get for Christmas last year?
Ooh, Hepsi.
Really? Amazing.
No more.
Did you have that hernia operation yet?
Here.
All right, now come on, back to the news. Get away from the Tyco. We're not doing the history of Tyco. Maybe we'll do that next week. If you want the history of Tyco, come to the message boards at popculturenetwork.com and let us know.
There you go.
We'll work on the history of Tyco.
I tried to buy some Tyco
if
stuff.
If you
can't,
vote for it.
It's super expensive. Don't even try it.
So
you got more NECA?
This is now NECA.
Oh, we were Mezco before. Now we're NECA.
Mezco before.
See, I don't know.
NECA announced today, I believe, that they are doing a new Eddie the Head Iron Maiden figure. They've done quite a few of these, but this time they are doing the original Eddie the Head from the first Iron Maiden cover. Are you the talking head now?
Well, what's going on?
There you go. There's your sound effects. So, Eddie the Head.
So what's special about this one?
It's the original Eddie the Head. So it's not a different variation, or because he's kind of
Iron
different.
Maiden. That was Freddie Mercury's band, right?
Oh, I think you're right.
Iron Maiden is Fat Bottom Girls.
Speaking of Freddie Mercury, I heard Michael Jackson died the other day.
Really?
Whoa,
Dude.
Time warp. Put them together. What do you got?
And he's about to do a duet with Whitney. I hope she's all right. Too soon? Sorry. Right.
That was some good stuff. All right.
Like, this show's gone way downhill. Everybody's like, it's like, click. Everybody's turning off this show. Next week, we just drink.
Hey, just so everybody
We're not
knows,
even talking about toys. We're just going to sit there and drink.
Charlie Murphy, he didn't die yet.
Charlie Murphy.
I hope not.
Yeah.
He's coming to my Sweet 16 party. Charlie Murphy better be all right. We're going to play some basketball.
Now, NECA has announced this San Diego exclusive pack that you can pre-order. So if you're not able to go to San Diego Comic-Con, you can still get the exclusives without being there.
Good.
But the catch is it's limited.
Go on.
To 250 pieces.
Whoa.
And it's very pricey.
How pricey is
$325.
That's pricey.
No.
But what is this pack you speak of before we poo-poo the price point?
This pack actually includes some kind of cool things.
Such as? Especially
if you're a horror collector.
Are we all?
Fetch me my horror figure.
Way down here, guys. We're sorry.
Oh, excuse me, $335.
Oh, see, that's not so bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
And what you get for this rare value bundle, priced at $335, is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Portal Cave Johnson replica.
Cave Johnson.
The limited edition Comic-Con Episode 4 of
Hey,
Fans Hope DVD.
Whoa. That is a signed portrait by Valve's own Bill Fletcher.
Yes.
That's very important. It's signed.
It is signed. And it is a portrait.
It's $335. You better tell me
Better be
everything.
signed. All right, what's next?
Limited edition Comic-Con Episode 4 of Fans Hope DVD with figures of Stan Lee and Harry Knowles.
Oh.
A convention...
Two hottest men on the planet.
Yeah, there you go. A convention-exclusive Giant Man Ant-Man HeroClix.
Ooh.
A San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Cloaked City Hunter Predator figure.
Oh.
Now, these are the cool translucent clear plastic ones. Those are the really cool ones. the very awesome Hero from the Sky Ash figure from the Evil Dead 2.
So is this all of their San Diego exclusives?
It's basically a bundle of all of their San Diego exclusives. Okay. Now this is the black and white Ash with the gray hair and all that awesomeness. Now my personal interest was piqued whenever I read the black and white exclusive comic book Freddy Krueger action figure from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
Which is just a piece of paper.
No, the figure is a black and white Fred Krueger figure, and then the Mark figure is a piece of paper or cardboard, but
They're
still
both pieces of paper.
They're not. You heard it here. Lies.
Okay, wait. Here's the question.
And he comes on a skateboard.
But why isn't
Fred Krueger on a skateboard?
Why isn't there a Super Freddy? How come we don't have the big, bulky superhero Freddy with like the eyepiece and the gun?
Because NECA realized years and years after the Four Horsemen left that they can do figures by reusing parts and pieces and
from the old sculpts,
and make various multiple figures. And
so they never sculpted a Super Freddy, so we don't get a Super Freddy.
Hey, I like this, how he says Fred Krueger, like he's being proper with his name. Go ahead.
Fred Krueger? It's because I prefer the Springwood slasher who killed kids.
1, 2, Freddy's coming.
I think this figure's cool.
Yeah, they don't say Fred. They don't say Fred's coming for you.
Because
you might be wondering, where's Barney?
On a skateboard.
Okay.
It's got the glove.
I still want Super Fred. I'm sorry, I still want Super Fred. Or him in the chef's hat with like the little spoon.
What else we got in this pack? We're not, subject here.
San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Gears of War 3 Elite Theron action figure.
And that's it. That's the complete bundle, right?
No, there's one more thing.
What?
One more thing.
How can there be one more?
Exclusive Eagle Vision Ezion. Is that how you say that?
I don't know. You do your best to say it.
Auditore action figure Ezion.
Ezio from Assassin's Creed. But pretty close.
I gotta play games.
Well, you beat me to it.
Right.
All right.
That's right.
Is that for news? Or is there one more?
That pretty much rounds out the
That's
news.
the news. All right.
So everybody gearing up for San Diego. Of course, we're probably going to have a lot more exclusives to reveal. Seems like that's the only thing people even care about. What's new for Toy Fair and what's coming out for Christmas. And hey, here you go for San Diego. And that's it. Everything else is just filler.
So we should only do the show 3 times a year?
I think so.
If you want that change, come to the Pop Culture Network forums and vote on whether or not we only do 3 episodes a year.
Should we discuss Lou Shamer going private on his Facebook or pulling away from the public at all?
I don't even know who that guy is.
Do we know why?
No, he just made the announcement this week that he would no longer be personally overseeing his Facebook page, that his daughter-in-law would be taking it over, and that he would no longer be replying to emails or messages or anything like that.
I think it's just his age. Right. I think he's just getting to the point where it's too difficult for him to try to keep up and answer everything and whatever, and he's old.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
So he's older than Stan Lee, I'm pretty sure.
So all you guys, I hope you had a good time with him. But he's pretty much done. I'm just saying, if you wanted to correspond with him, you should have done it. It's game over. Just like Stan Lee, you better get his autograph. He's gonna die.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
I think
it's coming.
I think Stan Lee got some of that Dick Clark juice.
I
mean,
think
Dick
Stan
Clark
Lee's
just
gonna be
died,
around for a while.
and Dick Clark was 984 years old. He was like Nebuchadnezzar age.
He was.
So I think he was
America's
Lou might be around.
oldest teenager.
Lou might be around another 300-400 years. We're not sure at this point exactly how long he's been there.
I'm trying to spike the prices, bro. Come on, help me out.
Oh, you got an autograph you're selling? All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna talk the fan corner and a voicemail, and maybe we'll dance.
You can dance if you want to.
Without shirts on.
You leave your friend behind, but your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, that's no friend of mine.
Hey guys, it's Killen. I'm here to discuss a new show coming every Monday on the Pop Culture Network. It is the Video Game Loser Show. Every week we'll discuss the news relating to video games. We're going to talk about some releases and have a short discussion on whatever random topic we think is relevant that week. It's going to star myself and, of course, I'm not, Dirk. So be sure to check us out on VGLosers.com, part of the Pop Culture Network.
Yay!
Alright guys, welcome back.
Hey, welcome to Violations, Volume 12.
Oh, with more vitamin C.
Okay,
Is it time for the fan corner?
we've got a voicemail question here. So everybody ready? Listen up.
Here we go.
All right, if we can.
Hello, Pop Culture Network. This is Jeremy, aka J-Man, from both the boards and YouTube. Now that it's summer, I was wondering if you guys have ever brought any of your action figures in the pool during the summertime when you guys were a kid. Feel free to answer that question, all of you guys. Have a good one, and talk to you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, he had to add as a kid, because I mean, last week I was, taking all of my mezzets in the pool with me, and
Well, I'm glad you said that because I was like, "Are you crazy? I'm a collector. I ain't trashing my toys."
would you not take your toys in the pool?
Right now? Hell no.
Well, okay, right now, as a kid, did you take them in the pool when you were a kid?
We didn't really have a pool, so bathtub, yeah. Pool, probably not, because I don't remember growing up with the pool. I mean, we grew up in the mean streets of Harlem. We didn't have a pool.
The mean streets of Enos Park.
So no, honestly, we went to family members' house that had a pool, and but we always had like pool toys. You know what I mean? Like specifically toys that were set aside for pool, like water guns and squirting things. So no, I can't really say I took any toys with me, and even as a kid, I was. I took care of my toys, except for the Hot Wheels. If you go and ask my mom, she'll tell you a great old story about me damaging brand new Hot Wheels and smashing them on bricks and playing junkyard. And she'll be happy to tell you. And she'll be happy to tell you that story every time you see her and ask her about them, because she forgets that she tells you stuff, and then she tells that story over and over. I've heard it 400 times in the last year.
I think we need a special guest on the next episode of It Figures.
Yeah, just ask her about me playing toys, and you'll get the most insane stories. I'm like, Mom, that wasn't even me you're talking about.
It's really funny you say that, because if the same question was asked to my mom, she'd probably tell the story of how she had to buy me 10 Cobra Khans because I love taking my Cobra Khan and Dragon Blaster Skeletor into the pool because you could fill them full of water and squish the heads and spray water and whatever. And without fail, Cobra Khan would always get lost in the grass. Always get lost in the grass. And then...
How do you have like 10 inches of grass at your house growing up? I mean, how do you not walk out in the grass and find him?
My mom kept the pile good and high. She liked good, healthy-looking grass.
So she's lazy.
What
We're
about it?
talking about a He-Man figure.
Yes, a green He-Man figure that blended in the grass.
Are you colorblind?
Absolutely not.
Man, I would have drowned you, Rick. I'm sorry. You're my kid. You gotta go. Losing toys like that. What's wrong with you?
I never.
I knocked my dad out cold with a Battle Armor Skeletor one time, too.
That's a
Yeah,
good story. Let's
and
hear that one.
last year was a scary year for your family.
Every year is a scary year.
But no, I never really played with them in the pool. I would take them out in the grass and bury them in the ground. You have funerals for your G.I. Joe guys. You'd have them all standing around while you dig the little hole and bury them, and all that kind of stuff. But as far as playing them in the pool, no, not really. I wasn't much of a pool. I wasn't a pool hustler. What?
I call shenanigans.
Yeah. You put the toys on there and you hit the balls to break.
So you
the
can't,
8-ball will
so you
smack
say
off
you can't
of Beast
swim.
Man.
Is that what you're saying?
Pool. Oh, a water pool. That's what you mean.
I'm at polo. Water polo.
Because you go, Marco, and then you drop the Legos right there, and then you move a little farther back in the shallow end, and the guy goes, Polo! Ah! See.
I bet
Security system.
I bet diving for toys would be fun, though. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe we'll try it next week. Maybe we'll do a pool episode.
Here's a better question. Have you ever gone to your family home and found toys randomly in like weird spots that you had when you were a kid? And you're like, oh my god, I've been looking for that thing forever.
Yep. As a matter of fact, actually one time I was over at my parents' house and my dad's like, "Oh, we found a box. I think it's your stuff. It was in the crawl space underneath where we put the shower in the other bathroom. back there. So you might want to take a look at it. And I opened it up, and it was like the Skull Tank from Voltron.
Nice.
There was like a couple of the cassettes from Soundwave.
So
random.
you were like, oh, smart little me, man. Store these things
I was
away.
like, squirrel them away for a safe day. That's exactly it. So yeah.
Why would you store away Voltron and Transformers?
I think it was one of those things where my dad said, "Clean your room," so it was just like dump, 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 dump. Clean. And
yeah, I wonder if anybody else has done that. I mean, I don't mean like your mom said put some stuff away and you got it out of the attic. I mean, you literally found a box or something or some random toy like in a weird spot that was never by chance you found it.
Have you ever been patching the drywall? You just having to reach down in the hole and there's a Menton card and He-Man.
Yeah, if any of you guys out there have ever had a story like that, head out to the forums and post it on there. And
because I could tell you,
maybe we'll read
going
your story.
through my mom's, we're helping her go through stuff, and we were going through all her like old clothes and random stuff, and sure enough, I'd be finding random Lego pieces like in stuff that was stored away when I was younger. I'm like, oh my god, I must have had Legos everywhere. I must have just been like throwing them around the house.
Is that your house alarm system?
Hey, there's nothing better than finding a bunch of mini Lego figures, like 20, 30 of them in a stash. You're like, oh yeah.
All right. Here are questions from the Fan Corner thread at popculturenetwork.com. If you go to the message boards, you can find the Fan Corner. First up, Clone Yoshi says, "Hey guys, if Voltron got in a fight with the Power Rangers, who would win?"
Voltron.
My bet is on Voltron.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I would also vote Voltron.
Scotty Cash is not here to cry about Power Rangers, but...
Well, I mean, let's be fair. If the Power Rangers were all there together, and they said, oh my gosh, there's Voltron, they would all start crying, and they would surrender and run away.
I mean, technically they're the same thing, but whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, there's a whole other fight right there. All right.
That stung a little bit.
Manny Fan 1977 says, "Hey Dan."
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Hey guys.
Last week I saw the Trash Pack 12-pack with the purple Space Waste at Walmart. When I opened the can that was supposed to have him in it, I found a limited edition Trash Craft. I got mixed emotions about him, disappointed no Space Waste, yet excited because it's a limited edition. Did we sell all of our 12-packs? Oh, no, that wasn't Trash Pack. That was Slug Zombies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which, yes, we did sell all.
Which we did sell the Slug Zombies.
I would be happy
more
if
Slug
I was
Zombies.
you, if you found that. I'd sell that, and with the money recouped from that, I'd just go buy some more. How about that?
Are Trash Packs really going highly on eBay?
I think so. People trying to collect the series.
I mean, I buy them all the time.
There's completists.
Every time I go into Walgreens, I'm always, because they got them, now in like the summer section, I'm always like, yeah, I'll buy a blind.
I mean, look, people aren't like buying common figures for much, but I mean, if you have some limited edition stuff like that are like random pulls, then yeah, I guess you do have some value. I mean, everybody started buying that kind of stuff right now because of I would say because of Trash Pack, the mini figures, blind packs, and all that are kind of like making a comeback right now. And I would say that those figures actually sparked the...
You don't think it's because of Lego minifigs?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that was a great idea, but that idea should have been done years ago. I think that helped spark, like, other people doing the Playmobil blind bag, and then,
What about like the Mega Bloks Halo
yeah,
figures?
Mega Bloks going, dumping the Power Ranger blind bags and all that, which, by the way, are awesome.
I just want to say... I hate blind bag figures.
I love blind bags.
I hate them.
Yeah, I know.
And this is my reason why. Back whenever I was a kid, blind bag figures was called the toys in the bottom of the cereal box. So for $3 and $4, you not only got the little blind bag toy, but you also got a big box full of cereal. Now you're paying the same price and not getting the flippin' cereal. And that makes me mad. If I'm going to buy a package where I'm not going to have any clue whatsoever what is inside of the package, I want some cereal.
There's ways to figure it out, though.
My thing is, I just hate the idea. I understand where they're coming from, that some are going to be more popular than others, and you add a certain level of collectability, but I still wish there was an option for people that just wanted to buy the figures.
It seems like a way to do
do it like Muscle. Do it like Muscle, where you've got like 4 on a card in a bubble where you can see them, and maybe you pay a little bit more than if you just buy the blind bag because you don't know what you're getting. Well, something like that.
Not Connect. I'm sorry, but the Mario figures that they have, the tracks and stuff like that. They have a blind pack package, but they actually show you the picture of the figure inside the bag. as a little icon on the back, so you know which figure you're buying, which is great because I went and got my Bowser, which was only 1 or 2 per case, and I was like, yeah, fresh case Bowser.
So that would be better because it just seems like like buying baseball cards and whatever whenever we were kids, and you go you get 7 packages of them, and then you're going through and you're flipping through all of them, and you end up having 10 of the exact same card or whatever. And
but that's good for trading. The problem is nowadays nobody wants to trade. It's like, hey, you got 6 of that same trash pack guy. Will you trade me for one of these? And they're like, no.
Army builder, bro.
Yeah,
Nobody takes
army
their
builder.
toys to school anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, if I had a locker, like if our city had lockers, just like rows of lockers downtown where you could say, and everybody once a day like had to go to their locker.
For recess?
Yeah, for recess. And then you could swap some toys and trade. That's what we need.
Or you go to a toy swap where you just swap collectible toys.
That is an idea.
Giant
Toy
oversized
swap.
couches and juice
No
boxes.
money. Strictly the barter system toy swap. That is an idea.
One thing for another. It's Barter Town.
No money, change hand.
Let's do it.
All right.
That sounds like a good idea.
Burger General. Hey, Killin.
Yo.
Just so you know, I didn't pre-order Lego Batman 2. I did, however, go to my local EB Games, and the lady gave me 3 copies of Lex for being a minifigure fan. Apparently, many parents thought it was a choking hazard. So check it out. Better than dishing out $30 for one. So apparently a bunch of parents said, no, I don't want my kid to choke on that, so they just left it there at the store. So then you can go in and be like, hey, do you have any of those left? And they might give it to you. That might be something to check out.
Yeah, but then I have to go there and I have a competing
do
store.
we have to cut this show short?
No,
so you
hey, well then send me one, Burger General. I need it.
Yeah, be a man. Help a brother out. All right, Yoda Soup says, hey, fellas, I still watch the show religiously, but I haven't asked a question for a while. Yeah, sure. Hear it all the time,
Thanks
pal.
for watching. It's going downhill, as you can see.
It's good
We're
to
bringing
see.
it back.
It says it's good to see Rick back. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's right.
And I hope he'll show off his toy collection someday. My question is, what keeps you
I've
guys
been thinking about this.
What keeps you guys collecting toys? Is it want? Is it need? Or is it because there's nothing else better to do?
Habit.
Me, I find it addictive. I often convince my fiance to shop for groceries at Walmart just so I can wander over to the toy section and find something that tickles my fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, this is a family show. Don't talk about fancies being tickled.
Hey, it's legal.
Does 6 inches tickle your fancy?
By the
They
way,
tickle mine.
Punisher Skeletor would be awesome.
Thank you. For sure.
There's an agreement on that. So why do you keep buying toys?
It's a habit for me.
My childhood was the best time of my life.
Here's my thing. I keep going into the aisle and look at the Legos. Like, I haven't bought any of the new ones since the Marvel stuff, which would be like, the Lord of the Rings stuff is out right now. And I keep looking at it going, oh my God, I need to buy this before I embarrass myself and not, order any of it. But then I'm like, man, I got so much stuff right now, and I'm thinking about trying to downsize a lot of it. But I'm like, so every time I go to the store, I sit there and look at the Legos for like 10 minutes going, and like in my mind, I'm trying to justify buying this. Like, it's only $30, right? I'm like, I could sell this and I make up the money for that, and then when it doesn't cost me anything, really, I'm like trying to like barter with myself the ability to buy it. But right now, the problem I'm having is all the smaller sets, which I'm okay buying. Because it's the lower price point, they suck. All the good ones are in the big sets right now. And just like, for instance, the Monster Hunter line. Like, I can't find those in most stores anymore. I totally didn't buy any. So I'm like, I need to hurry up and go buy those before they're out of the stores.
I guess here's what I always do, is I walk into a store and I'll see something that's like on sale, or like I find the variant and the regular one, and I go, oh, I should buy those so I can do a review on them. Now, how often do I do toy reviews? So, I've actually got a bunch of stuff in package in my basement that's just sitting there in piles, because someday I'll do a video on them, I tell myself.
About as often as you change your underwear.
I buy less often. Because I can go about 2 weeks on one pair of boxers.
Do you flip them inside out?
Yeah.
Like, after the first week?
if you rip,
good timing,
you can rip the fly open and use it as an extra leg hole. Just to get yourself some extra use out of it.
If you throw it in the dryer with the dryer sheet, it's good.
You just take your deodorant, you wipe it on your arm, and you just wipe it on the crotch of the underwear, and then you're good to go. But no, I mean I've got like Ben 10 toys. I don't know anything about Ben 10, but I found like variants of the same figure, and they were on sale, so I bought them because someday I'll do a video on them. Never gonna happen. But like, what the hell? I bought them because I told myself that someday I'm gonna do a video. So there's like this museum of toys in my basement, just waiting, because someday I'll do that video. Someday, man, I'm gonna buy a van and I'm driving cross country and doing toy videos. Okay, next question.
Hey,
What?
I did not get my reply.
Well, do
Oh,
it.
well then go.
Stop crying about it.
Nostalgia.
Okay, there you go. That's
It is
it?
nostalgia.
That's the only reason?
Nostalgia is pretty much nostalgia, and my appreciation for art is the reason why I buy toys.
Oh, and as an artist now.
Mr. Fancy Dancy.
That's right.
My appreciation for art. Look at this guy.
Really, anything that I loved as a kid, anything that kind of took me away from...
How you feel about Bozo the
from
Clown?
Whatever, you know? I love Bozo the Clown.
Wait.
Form.
But only things you loved as a kid. You don't buy things that you hated as a kid. You don't try to injure yourself emotionally by buying things you hated as a child.
Like, I want to try some broccoli.
Well, I buy broccoli every day. That's good stuff. So,
I'm gonna buy girls' toys. Get myself a dress.
yes. If the sculpt or the paint application impresses me from an artistic point of view, I'll find appreciation in it, and I want to buy it.
I can kind of see that, because there are times that I've bought like random Japanese mech toys, and it's like, I don't know what cartoon this is from. I don't know, when this is from, but that's just kind of cool looking. It's got big metal wings and whatever.
Have you seen the Battle Damage RoboCop at Toys R Us right now?
Oh, is it out?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh.
And they've got ETs too. And the ETs are
E.T. whatever.
Awesome ETs from...
You ever seen that movie? It's a whole bunch of guys pointing walkie-talkies at each other trying to be mean.
I never bought
Stupid.
the Auto 9 prop replica. I should have bought it.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, next up, Horatio says, are action figures based on cartoons a dying breed? Or at least failed to come and go in a matter of months, just like movie lines seem to be. Will we ever get another tie-in action figure line that lasts as long as something like Ben 10 that lasts years, or is it just a thing of the past? With that in mind, what would you say the odds are that the new Turtle line makes it past a year?
Oh, very high.
Very high.
For sure.
I think the reason why it seems like that is because a lot of the properties that people are coming out with suck. They don't have the connectivity and the longevity that the cartoons and the toy lines that we grew up with.
Well,
have.
yeah, but what about
I go through and
what
I
about
watch.
Thundercats? I mean, everybody was so excited for Thundercats, and even when people would point out the flaws in the Thundercats toys, you always had the army of people saying, "No, these are great, these are wonderful."
I still don't understand
Then they came out.
Thundercats. I mean,
Well, yeah, but people still loved them when they came out. Like, I don't understand
I
why
bought
that didn't
all
work.
the toys. I mean, they may not necessarily be the greatest thing out there, but I appreciate them because they are Thundercats toys, and it was better than
I had
having
no
anything.
connection to that show.
However, me being somebody who does not like the 3 3/4 scale figures and the smaller scale stuff, really did not like how they flooded that scale to the market, and then the Thunder Dad collection, the more 6-inch scale stuff, was trickled out, as opposed to having all of the characters.
I wonder if the price point is also an issue on a lot of
I
these
think price
toys
point,
nowadays.
and I think their marketing plan was botched.
I thought
It was
those figures, the larger scale figures, were way overpriced. Just keep it in mind that the new Ninja Turtle classics are coming out at $15. $15 for the classics. That's pretty good.
Well, the Thundercats were 17. at
Yeah,
retail.
but I mean I see them even higher than that though. And when they hit secondary market, they just went out of the crazy high.
I don't even want
$30.
When I think of the new Turtles line coming out, like, it gives me a scared adrenaline feeling. Like,
oh, how much money
it
am I
gives
going to
me
waste on this?
anxiety because I
Oh,
know that the money.
I'm going to have to buy them all.
Yes, like, it's
And-
going to be terrible.
And keep in mind,
Oh, phone's ringing.
and every time, keep in mind that I saw the figures were planned out. When we were at Toy Fair looking at them, they had enough figures to do 2 or 3 years already done. So I would say that we were going to have Turtles for a while.
This is what I'm going to say. Apparently, somebody out there, Toys R Us, listed the cases for pre-order or for order. Mistakenly listed them for order. And a few people out there noticed that they were available and placed the order before Toys R Us pulled them off and actually got the cases
Oh, the
shipped to them.
Turtles?
The Turtles.
Yes.
So I have seen
They've been on
Krang
eBay.
and Shredder and Leonardo and Donatello. And these figures, well, I've got the Leonardo. These figures are awesome. I cannot wait for this line to come out. I'm
Actually,
super excited.
the Leonardo, I saw one, somebody had a set of the 4 Turtles and Splinter. Leonardo went for $37, Donatello went for $30.99, Raphael and Michelangelo both went for $51, and Splinter went for $11.51.
Oh, you remember that very specifically?
Yes, I did. Because I had to type it all out, and when I type things, I remember more.
Huh. So
there you go.
well, you know, that you win some, you lose some. But I mean, those figures are just about to release anyways, you know, within a couple of weeks here. So
I'm so excited. The
Just
packaging and
deal with
everything.
it. Just deal
it
with
looks
it.
so cool.
We'll see if the show's any good.
I am not buying the sewer playset.
What?
You
I
can
might
keep that
buy the
thing.
sewer playset.
I just want the
I
classic
might buy the
figures.
sewer playset.
That's all I want.
I want the
You don't
party
want
van.
the new? You don't want the new figures?
No, I just want the classics.
I want it all.
All right. TMC
I might sell my entire horror
1984
collection for
says, "Killin', I just spent a big whack on 3 Lego creator sets for a family relative. They look pretty neat and a bit more challenging build than the regular city-themed sets. What are your thoughts on those, and do you have any?"
No, I don't know. Those are hit and miss for me. Some of the creator sets are actually really nice. Some of them are just eh. And the problem is most of them are themed towards like city, and I'm just not a city person. I'm more into castle, anything remotely castle themed, and pirates, anything remotely pirate themes, including in the movie lines. And then of course the Marvel DC stuff I just like just because I like, you know, comic book stuff. So if for the most part, anything that fits in those genres, I'm going to buy. I totally decided that I'm never going to buy another Star Wars Lego thing ever again. I'm just done with that. And I'm
Not even the Death Star?
And I don't want it anymore.
Wow.
And I'm probably going to take whatever I have and just sell it all out because I just don't want that stuff anymore. It really it's not doesn't fit my collection. I bought it because, you know, it was at the time I was
Buying everything Lego.
And I just can't do it. The only thing I'll keep out of any of the other themes that I have is probably the figure sets because I just like the minifigures.
Yeah.
I would trade all the models just for the figures and keep a big wall of just the little minifigures. I really don't care about, you know, I do kind of like the castles, but I don't like the buildings, and I don't care about the cars and the spaceships, and I just don't want them. I just want the minifigures.
Actually, this kind of leads into his next question here. He says, also given the huge popularity of the Trash Pack collectibles and other blind bag type minifigure series, do you think that budget collectibles are on the rise in terms of their demand to kids when compared to action figures, which seem to be getting more and more expensive? Take the Trash Pack. They appeal to parents financially. They appeal to kids as the collection is huge and fun to collect. They can also swap out trades together too, which is cool, and they must make the manufacturer a ton of money.
You're probably onto something here. That probably does have a great deal to do with it because when we were kids, action figures were like $5 and $6 a piece. At the most.
Or cheaper. Yeah, I was going to say like $3,
I remember $3.99, $4.99 on Playmates Ninja Turtles figures. Now, you know, I remember when the He-Man commemorative line came out in 2000 or whatever. Those figures were $12 and $15 a piece, depending on where you went to buy them at retail. And even though they, you know, whether or not they were limited in numbers or not, the original figures were $4. That's got to be a big part of it, is the cost difference between that scale of figure.
I mean,
20, 30 years ago as opposed to what it is now.
There are certain things that don't rise well with inflation. Toys don't rise well with inflation. Arcade video games don't rise well with inflation. I mean, when you see a video game that's 50 cents, you're like, oh, $2.
Yeah.
But they were paying 25 cents to play Space Invaders in 1978. You know, you think of that quarter price point is where it needs to be. And so when you think of toys and you think $3, $4, that's the price point, regardless of the size or the articulation or the paint application. You know, that's what you want to pay.
Yeah, can you pay more than $1 for a candy bar?
It's getting harder and harder.
It's hard.
Yeah. So, and it's just one of those things where if they keep the price point, but they make it a smaller toy, something like the Trash Pack, they're still cool. They're still fun to collect. They come in the trash cans, so you always think, oh, I've got a case to keep it safe. You know, it's just one of those things where that price point works, and you like collecting them and having them. The minifigures kind of fit, you know, into that same idea. Of course, they're blind bag and whatever. And action figures, you know, the 3 3/4 action figures have been making a comeback in so many different lines in the last few years because they're hitting that $7 and $8 price point that the 6-inch figures used to hit. 6 inches are going up to the $15, $16, and people are saying, no, I don't want to pay that anymore. So you keep seeing that push of the 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch figures. So I think those scaled down figures, I mean, that's really been a gold mine for the last couple of years. And I think, you know, if someone really comes out with something hot, like if Mattel starts doing Masters of the Universe in like a 2-inch scale,
I'm out.
No, I think that'd be huge though at retail. Like that could go to retail. They can't do the classics at retail. You know, they've tried several different times of doing those size figures, the 2-packs and everything like that. They do 2-inch, 5 points of articulation. I think that'd be huge.
Well, and here's just for a
or Tron.
Fun fact.
Because Tron toys are always awesome.
Hey, how mad do you get if you pay more than 50 cents for a can of soda? At price point, you just can't deal. 65 cents? You're trying to rob me. Okay. But yeah, the blind bag things are great because here's the thing. I have a daughter, and we go to the store, and of course, she always wants to buy something. I need a toy. I need a toy. And I introduce her to these blind bag things because, you know, they're only $2 to $3. I'm like, perfect. And to convince her that it was a great thing, I said, look, we don't know what we're getting. We can add this to your collection. And what I've done is I set up a shelf that we put the figures, and we get the little checklist, and we actually check it off. And that's now her thing. She loves that idea that we're going to get something that she can add to her collection.
So it sedates her want for something while you're
yeah,
at the
and
store.
so when she looks at this $40 doll, I'm like, oh, God, you're killing me here. I could talk her into buying this a $3 thing to add to her collection just as easily, and she's like totally happy and cool with that.
Right.
So does she do the little blind bag Lollaloopsy?
Yeah, we got one of those. Right now we were doing the My Little Pony blind bags, and just last night we found another like Princess Pony thing that's kind of like a knockoff My Little Pony blind bag that I've never seen before, but it's I guess maybe.
So tell us all about it, Sween.
Yeah, so
You're the guy.
She's got one of those. She got Princess Jade last night, and she's into those. And we got the Playmobil, the pink bag girl minifigure ones, which I can't find anymore. I know you guys gave me a couple ideas where to find them. I can't find them. I found the boys' blue ones, but I don't want those. I want the pink ones, and we only got like 3 of them, so we really need some more.
All right then.
And I don't want to use eBay. I'm cheap like that. Yeah. Keep in mind, I got Heidi somewhere, so when she's I want a toy, I can go, oh, here you go.
Actually, I did that. When Squinkies first came out, Walgreens had them. And I went to Walgreens, this one Walgreens on the other side of town, and for whatever reason, they had them all clearanced at like 25 cents or 29 cents, something like that.
Wow.
So I bought the case. I bought the box of them at 29 cents, and I put them in the cabinet in the bathroom. And so every time the kids were like, oh, let's go out somewhere and blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, I tell you what, close your eyes, hold out your hand, I'll give you some Squinkies. And they're like, what? And just reach in there, hand them. They don't care it's 29 cents with the clearance tag on it. They're like, Squinkies! Woo! I'm like, yep. Here we go.
That's a good price.
It was a fantastic price. Walgreens is like that sometimes. The manager gets a bug and he's just like, no, I don't want these here. And he puts them on clearance and then you get them. Every store has their own manager doing their own thing.
When came and bought them too.
Yeah, no. Just for my kids.
No Squinkies for you.
Alright, Pyrus Masquerade says, have you ever watched a review of something from a TV show or movie and all of a sudden thought, oh crap, this is really awesome looking, and then suddenly you've been pulled into the toy line show or movie? And also help me, they were releasing another She-Ra TV show? I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and interviews and now I'm officially confused. Help me! Do you know anything about a new She-Ra TV show?
From what I know, everybody is saying no. That there were some rights things where whoever, I think maybe Classic Media, who's doing Voltron or something, had said that they had the ability to do so or something, and everybody just kind of ran with it. But Mattel so
Shot it
far
down.
is still very, firm that this is not the
Not
case.
happening.
Not happening.
All right.
This is kind of, I think we may have actually talked about this maybe a few episodes ago.
And to answer your other question, yes, every time I'm in a movie and I'm with my girl and we're watching the previews, every freaking movie, oh, we should watch that. Oh, yeah, we should watch that. Oh, we should watch that. And then we end up watching one of those movies, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever.
I used to be like that until
Trailers.
Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes came out, and that kind of...
What?
That's the best movie ever. All right. Lamango says, this one sort of links video game losers and it figures.
Oh.
LEGO has the rights to both Marvel and DC right now, making LEGO Batman 2 and LEGO Avengers playsets. Do you think we're going to get Lego Batman 2 playsets and Lego Avengers video game? Does this count as the Lego Batman playsets? Because it's Batman and it's Lego and it's got a Lego Batman 2 thing on the back. Does that count?
Yeah, well, I think that's... I'm pretty sure the current DC Legos that are out, Batman themed, were for the game. Although there are some of them were completely remakes of the original sets that they did early 2000s when the first Lego Batman game came out. So they went back and remastered some of those older sets, and by the way, every one they did was, mountains over the original. And then there was a couple random ones that didn't make an appearance, and I think those will be in the game. As far as the Marvel stuff, I'm pretty sure that's probably a problem with the game properties, because I'm sure Marvel is shopped out to other companies.
Yeah, because it's not Lego that gives the rights for them to make a Lego video game. Because it's DC or Lucasfilm or...
Permission,
right? Yeah, it's not... Lego doesn't have the right to turn around and relicense that for a video game. So that's a separate rights issue.
Somebody would have to buy that from Disney.
And I think also right now, because of the push that they give to Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and some of the other kid-themed Marvel stuff that they already have, they probably wouldn't want to compete with their own properties. So as long as they're still putting out other Avengers-based kids video games and cartoon shows, you're not going to see Lego Avengers hitting those markets.
So probably as soon as the whole Avenger craze dies down, you'll probably see the game being announced.
Those might get canceled, and then, you might see a Lego Avengers pop up. All right, Jobber.
What's up, Jobber?
Jobber says, with the numerous toy lines out there currently, what specific characters from which toy lines are you most looking forward to hitting store shelves? I personally am looking forward to Rhino from Diamond Select Toys, Marvel Select Line, and Mechanic from Masters of the Universe Classics. Well, we're looking forward for Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Turtles. Tron Uprising. There's rumors that there's toys coming out based on that. And I'm going to buy all those to put in my basement and plan to do a review of someday.
Voltron Force?
Voltron Force, they say they were working on toys. I mean, we saw some prototypes at Toy Fair last year.
Right.
But they still haven't hit market, and they still haven't given any sort of firm release date or anything like that. So, I mean, who knows if those will ever even go beyond prototype stage.
Yeah, but besides Turtles right now, I'm not looking for anything. Pretty much everything that was announced at Toy Fair is out or about to hit out. So I think they got things out quicker than they should have this year, and now we're going to have to wait until February to see what's coming
There's
back.
nothing big left for Christmas except Turtles, right?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Whatever random toys they throw out, like they do constantly.
If the Michonne exclusive for San Diego does in fact kick off a 6-inch line of Walking Dead figures from McFarlane, I will
probably
be
buy those.
very, very excited for those. And then, any additions to, I guess they still have a continuing license for Evil Dead 2, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and expanding those.
But it seems like there's always a Jason in the works from somebody. It seems
does
like
seem
there's always
that,
a Freddy in the works.
But I like the approach that NECA's taking to it this time, because instead of just redoing some just random pose and then sticking it in a generic Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever package for whichever character, they're actually focusing on particular fan favorite moments from each individual film.
So it's not just Pillowhead Jason from Part 2. It's Pillowhead Jason from Part 2 sticking the machete in the wheelchair guy's face. Playset.
Yeah, I don't know if Jason
That's
will necessarily be able to be as elaborated on as
Jason
Evil
X
or
for
Ash
life.
and Ash and Fred Krueger and Leatherface would be.
Fred.
Freddy. They've done the open chest with all the souls popping out of his chest figure and the really stretched out arms and some just really cool different scenes from the movies. And the black and white San Diego exclusive is no different.
But no Super Freddy.
No Super Freddy.
Make a Super Freddy, people. That's all I'm asking for. All right. Ghost Wolf 765. I was wondering if there are any toy lines that you all just loathe. Cough, not Transformers, though. So not Transformers. Any toy lines. Monster High. I hate that toy line. Well, we're making slutty goth chicks.
And slotty.
And slutty goth chicks. Slutty goth chicks into action figures, and it's not like it's an adult line. Like, that is supposed to be a kid's line.
However,
hey, little girls.
most adults collect it.
Yeah, well, and creepy dudes. Sweetheart. And, just kidding, buddy. But yeah, I mean, there's something about Monster High that I just see that, and it just seems wrong. It just, I don't know. Just kind of, like, it makes me mad. Really. Like, get off my lawn. What are you doing, Monster High? What about you guys?
I'm really upset with the Lala Loopsy line.
Why are you upset?
I like Lala Loopsy, and I know that's kind of...
Do you just hate it because your daughter loves it and wants to buy all of them?
They're extremely overpriced, and they're so dumb. Like, we actually have a bunch of them, and if you ever had the figures outside, they can't even stand.
Yeah, they are a little top-heavy.
They're a lot top-heavy. There's a brick on top of their head, and they got two little two-pith legs, and they just fall over constantly. It's stupid. The figure is completely, like, it's for kids, but it's made out of weird materials that are, like, not soft. They're hard, and they're heavy, and it's like, I don't know. It's an artistic toy, I think, and not... There's no playability for kids.
But I don't think it's necessarily like a toy that is intended to be sat on a shelf. I think it's kind of like that ragdoll mentality where whichever doll it is that the girl is carrying,
but isn't the
girl
head
or boy, you would just be lugging it around.
Isn't the head though too big and heavy for just a ragdoll?
It's a ragdoll body with a big
weapon. It's like a bolo.
Figures that were available whenever we were kids, they were heavy ass plastic things.
Yeah, those suck
My
too.
sister probably blacked my eye a good couple times.
Knock off Garbage Pail Kids, but with heavier heads.
Yeah, because I mean, and the thing about the Lala Loopsy doll, it like flops forward like this, and so my daughter, she's playing with it, and she, literally it smacks her in the head, and I'm like, "Are you okay? Jesus Christ!" Like, I got a lawsuit on my hands here.
Honey, how'd you get that black eye? Were you playing with Daddy a little too hard? No, it was my doll. No, really. Did Daddy do that?
Yeah, I hate it. And it costs $1 billion, and she wants it every time we go buy it. Now, I will say that the smaller little PVC figures of Lala Loopsy are fine, and the blind bag one's great. It's the larger dolls that are completely ridiculous.
For me, it's pretty much anything that fills up the aisles that is not
what you like.
Cool stuff.
Yep,
yeah,
there you go.
Like,
that's a generic answer.
There's stuff like the Dagadar and the
Ben 10, Pokemon, Power Rangers. There's a lot of stuff filling the aisles. Pretty much anything that kind of came out as steam of our favorite properties was kind of wearing down, and I feel in a way kind of ultimately led to the demise by taking the attention away. I probably do not like that product. Beyblade.
What are those little bugs, like microchips, the nano something?
Oh, the hex bugs.
Hex bugs.
Those things are pointless.
My kids love those.
It's just a little plastic thing that
but the whole point is
the
building the stuff to have them crawl around and do races and whatever. Make a maze and see how long it takes to figure it out.
Do kids not talk for their toys anymore and make up adventures? Do they have to have their toys do things for them?
Yes. Mm-hmm. The only thing that Philip will play with like that is Angry Birds toys, because he'll build a level out of blocks and then throw the Angry Bird at it to knock him down.
I loathe wrestling figures as well.
Oh, now we're going to fight.
Now we're
going to do shit out.
I would say more importantly UFC.
Yeah, UFC I could do. Okay.
Well.
All right, Nasty Will says, "Hey peeps, got a quick question. I'm not a fan of having a toy line like Masters of the Universe Classics only online. If that was the only way you could get any new toy lines and you could not get them in any stores, would you stop buying them?"
No.
You could buy them from me. I just charge you more.
Yeah, but he'd still have to order them online from you.
No, if he was local.
Yeah, but if he's not local...
It sucks to be you, bro.
I don't know. There are some I probably would still buy online. It would just kind of depend. But I think I'm done. Like, Voltron is the only line that I'm willing to buy online at that high price point. Like, I'll still buy stuff off Amazon and eBay, whatever. $10, $12, whatever. But I'm kind of done with the $30 price point, the $50 price point for this stuff, the Master of the Universe Classics, the Voltron, like all that kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of that myself, and I'm just kind of like, it's just not worth that price anymore. It's $20. No, it's $28 plus tax. You know, because you got to pay shipping and all that other crap. So it's just, to me, it's like all of that stuff. It was fun for a year, but now just.
I don't know, I kind of feel about it the same way I kind of feel about video games in a way. Like, the stuff is being mass produced, whether it's online or at retail or not. Obviously, if it's online, they're probably producing a little bit less than what they would normally produce for a retail line. But you know, they get this stuff out there.
Whoa, he's about to have a deep moment. Deep moment.
Everybody concentrate.
Here we go.
No, it's just that they get this stuff out there. They put so much of it out there, and yes, it's expensive to produce toys. It's expensive to develop video games. But there's also like a big part of it where they know that people are going to pay the high prices for it because they want it so badly, so they can charge it for, they can charge whatever they want to anyway.
Right.
There is absolutely no reason why it should cost us almost $30 to get a Masters of the Universe Classics figure, except for the fact that we want them so badly. Mattel knows we're willing to pay for them, so we do.
Well, and it's not like we haven't already discussed on this show that there are toys we enjoy buying that are under the $5 price point. It's not as if there aren't video games that Killen and I have talked about buying on Video Game Losers that we paid less than $10 for. Mm-hmm. And those are brand new from indie developers. Not everything that's a big budget game is worth paying a big budget price for. And so, yeah, it's
take any movie inspired video game.
Except Tron. That was totally worth every
Tron.
penny. And twice. Those were twice what I paid for it.
Especially Tron.
But yeah, I mean, it is one of those things where you can make the argument that, well, we spent 3 years developing this game with a team of 60 people. Well, it's like, yeah, great. And your game is all right. But these people, they had 12 people working in a 2-floor walk-up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and it took them about 6 months, and they made a game that's fantastic, and it's $6.99 on Steam.
Yeah, and they didn't screw around. They were hungry.
Right. They made it work, and it's inspiring. So, yeah, I mean, that is kind of an issue where you look at some of that stuff, and it's just like, I'm done with a lot of that collector stuff. It's got to be something I care about as a property, that I want to buy to support the property, but the idea of just like, oh, this is limited edition, it's worth $30. Like He-Man. I'll buy a He-Man, I'll buy a Skeletor, I'll buy a Hordak. Snout Spout? No, just not worth it. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to lie, I would have a lot more of the Masters Classics figures if it wasn't for the fact that they're so expensive. I mean, the online thing definitely kind of prevents that a little bit more, but in a way I kind of look at it as a good thing, because if they were out at retail for that exact same cost or more expensive, I would be even more tempted to go out and spend all my money on it, and then I would probably be dipping into money that should be really going towards other things. Right. At least whenever it comes to the online thing.
So obviously, Mattel should sell those things in stores to get people like you to spend money.
There you go.
You shouldn't.
All right. Final question from Cavalier Chris. Hey, this is for Killen. I'm wondering, Killen, what do you think of the new Lego Dino line? My nephew is now into dinos big time. I picked up a 5882 Cephalophylaphus ambush set, and it's nice but a little small for him. Also, I'm wondering, why don't you consider Duplo as Legos? I mean, they're made by Lego, they're safer for little hands, they allow kids to use their imagination better than any other toy line on the market, and you boys have to admit that. That's the #1 reason I'll recommend push to just buy Legos and Duplos for kids. And being parents, I'd be surprised you boys didn't feel the same way.
Hey, look. My daughter, as soon as she was about able to handle a toy, a little over 2 years old, I bought her straight Lego. I didn't buy her Duplo. We tried the crazy Mega Blocks that are like the knockoff Duplos, and she just didn't like them, man. The littler Legos she actually stuck to and actually does stuff with. The bigger ones, it's like it gets, when she actually builds something, you jump a couple blocks, it gets too big. And the smaller ones she can build on for like a longer period of time and actually make a better structure out of. So honestly, it became down to she had more creative points with the smaller pieces. And I mean, I feel the same way that Legos do inspire more creative thinking and more of an artistic view versus some of the other toys that are out there.
Mr.
And
Artistic
I don't know.
I
I don't
think
know if I
that
agree about that.
I think people who play with those, inspire more of imagination out of stuff with other regular action figures.
I think there's just as much inspiration in a pencil and a pad of paper as there is in Legos.
It's another form of artistic expression. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about toys, though. You're not talking about paper and pen.
Talk about Lego versus Duplo.
No, in
But in
Duplo,
comparison, I've never created any fantastically awesome adventures.
well, some of us
through
aren't
my
very.
own imagination
some of us
out
are
of
not.
Legos whenever I was a
Some of
kid,
us
but I
are-
sure
You
did that with
didn't?
action figures.
I did that with Legos.
Some of us are not
Something's wrong with
creative,
you.
man. So it's okay.
Something's wrong with
Some of
Rick.
us are
That's
not
all I'm
creative.
saying.
But anyways, yeah, that's
Because his
that's
dad
the
used to
main
beat him
thing.
with La La Loopsy dolls.
That's right.
She liked the figures a lot better, the smaller form, and she actually liked those kind of things. And plus, because of my own input on the Legos, I thought that it was cool that she could play with the same stuff I'm playing with. I had to hide my figures from her because she does snatch them off my tables all the time. If I leave the Legos out, I have to put them in bags. She'll come out and she'll grab it and she'll throw them in with hers.
Uh-oh.
So we do have that problem. But yeah, just overall Duplos. And here's the problem: they do have the new Disney princesses Duplos out right now, and they do have Aurora, which is her favorite princess, and she looks at them, but she doesn't like. She wants anything that has to do with Aurora, but she looks at those and she's like, And we tried the Lego Friends girl themed ones,
right.
and then they're just slightly off scale. The figures, the sets are perfect. The figures are just off scale, and she doesn't like them. It puts them into like a Polly Pocket, theme, and she doesn't like them as much as she just likes the straight up basic Lego figure.
I wish I had that She-Ra Polly Pocket set. I'm still kicking my ass over that.
So,
All right, guys. Well, that's
There you
going to
go.
wrap it up for the show today. We want to thank our guests, myself, this other guy, and that other guy for being here on the show today while our host couldn't be
You're
here.
welcome.
Oh, and I thought
And,
I'd let you know. Side note from last week, your Disco Battle Armor Faker has begun.
Yes.
And
In
I
fact,
filmed
that's gonna start. Rick's actually working on a new show, a brand new show.
brand
He's
new
working on a
show.
pilot episode.
It's called Pencil and Paper.
What's the name of your show?
It's called Beyond the Box.
Beyond the Box, about customizing toys, right?
Customizing toys, and essentially even making your own. So
And in fact, we're even working on an interview, which I think we're going to make part of that show. We talked about interviewing a particular somebody. Right, and
should we review,
no. So anyway, new toy show coming probably fairly soon, and
When you interview that individual, tell him to get my Punisher Skeletor.
So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the show today. Don't forget, if you want to contact us, just come to popculturenetwork.com and find a bunch of info there. We don't need to run down all of it, because we do that every single show.
If you don't know by now, you better ask somebody.
Oh, good call.
And
Good
if you
call.
like what you've seen here and like what we do, be sure to visit popculturenetwork.com, shoppcn.com,
Yep.
and killinenterprises.com, where you can buy all of this awesome stuff that you see hanging
You know,
up on
we
the
need to
walls
get
behind us.
a URL called jointheforums.com and just have it point to our message board.
That's got to be taken. No way. That's no way is that.
You better check that. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next
See ya.
time.